Okay, so some really important concepts I need you guys to understand, okay? And we'll go over this as semester progresses. And these concepts are going to be counterintuitive for us, okay? But the first concept I want you to understand is pre-literate people, okay? People who could not read and write. They were more intuitive, they were more imaginative, and they were more empathic, okay? Meaning I can know your emotions right away. I don't have to ask you anything. I don't have to ask you how you're feeling today. I know exactly how you're feeling right away. Okay? All right. So we can see this. This is Inuit art. Okay? So this is art by Native people. So even in communities of today that hold to this tradition, you can see how they perceive the world, right? They perceive the world as unified. The gods are with us. In fact, everything we do is a celebration of the gods. So our house is our temple. Okay? The temple is not a place you go and celebrate the gods. You celebrate the gods in your house. If you have enough faith to turn your house into a temple. Okay? So this is Inuit art. Okay? And if you go to like many native communities that maintain the traditions of the Ice Age, they're all like this, okay, in their perception. But the problem is they cannot communicate it using modern language. So we just think they're stupid, okay? They can't write essays, they can't give speeches, and so therefore we think they're stupid. But they're not stupid. It's just that they're focusing their energies on empathy, on imagination, on intuition. All right, so let's give examples of empathy in action. And this is true for the entire world, okay? So once there was a horse in America that could do math. All right, so the horse would go on stage, and then the trainer would ask the horse a question, like, what's 2 plus 2? And the horse would be like, nay, 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 nay. And I would be like, oh, the horse can do math, okay? So the horse cannot do math, okay? I'm telling you right now, the horse cannot do math. So what the horse is doing, if you think about it, is the horse is reading the room, right? Because the people who pay the money to go into the theater to watch the horse do math obviously believe the horse can do math, okay? So what happens is when the trainer says to the horse, what's 2 plus 2? The horse is nay, nay, and the horse is watching everyone, okay? And as the horse comes to the answer, the horse sees that the people are like really excited, okay? Their eyes are bulging. Their breathing is faster because people are in anticipation, right? The horse says, oh, now I know the answer. Okay? This is empathy. Animals can do it, we can do it as well. It's actually our superpower. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay, second example is telepathy. So in America right now, there's a very popular podcast called the Telepathic tapes. You might have seen it, you may have heard of it, okay? The idea is that kids with autism are able to read the minds of their parents. Guys, I'm telling you right now, the autistic kids cannot do that. They do something else, okay? So let me tell you a story of how they do this. In China, there's also a similar case where a mother in the countryside, okay, so she's not educated, she has no money, but her son is autistic. It's an autistic boy, doesn't really speak, cannot make eye contact, okay? Lots of issues, cannot go to school. So one day, the mother contacts CCTV, the national broadcaster, and says, hey, my son can read my mind. And, you know, these are TV people, so like, okay, this will make a good documentary. So they fly all the way down to this village, this poor village, and the mother is, you know, doesn't speak great Chinese. So they have to film this process, okay? So what happens is, the boy is put into a room by himself. And then the mother is given a number, okay, like maybe 5. Then the mother goes and asks the boy, please read my mind. And the boy says, you saw the number 5. And it's pretty amazing. And of course, it's not really believable. So this documentary team spent days and days to figure out what happened, okay? Finally they brought in artificial intelligence, AI. What the AI figured out is, it's the pitch of the voice that gives the answer, okay? So the mother is saying, read my mind, okay? And the difference in the pitch, there's a different number in that pitch. But the problem is, it's so subtle that only the boy can hear the difference in pitch. We humans, ordinary humans, cannot hear the difference. And so the documentary crew confronted her and says, listen, the AI, artificial intelligence system tells us that what you're doing is you're cheating. You are using pitch to give signals to your son. Is that true? And the mother is like, yes, I'm sorry. Yes, it's all a lie. We're poor. My son is autistic. I want my boy to go to school. I want my boy to get professional help. And that's why we devised this scheme in order to trick you so we can get some television coverage, and then maybe we can get some donations. Maybe some people will help us, okay? And that's why we did the scheme. And so that's it. But think about this. Think about how amazing it is that the two together were able to devise a scheme, right? Think of how amazing it is that they were able to devise a scheme that was so creative that it tricked people. Only an artificial intelligence system could figure the system out, okay? So this mother is not educated, but she loves her son, and she wants the best for her son. So she figured out what her son's special ability is, pitch. She's able to hear different sounds, and devise a scheme to make full use of the son's ability. Okay? So that tells us the power of the human imagination if we truly love someone. Okay? So they created a hidden emotional language together, which again is amazing. And it's something that you will see when two people actually love each other. They will create their own language that only they can understand. All right, and the last example is some cooperative painting, right? So we discussed this where if I put 10 of you in a room and I give you a blank wall and I ask you to draw, the pictures you're going to create are going to be pretty amazing, okay? You're not allowed to speak, you're not allowed to cooperate, you're not allowed to plan it ahead, but I guarantee you, when the 10 of you get together and you start drawing together, you will draw a great picture. And the reason why is not because you want to draw a great picture, it's because you all want to help each other. You don't want to let each other down, okay? Because of cooperation, because of empathy, you want to be at your very best. You want to be at your creative best. That's the secret to creativity, okay? When you're able to find a purpose and meaning in other people, your creative potential will be fully released. Does that make sense? Okay? All right. So back to the horse example. If you ride a horse, one thing that you will learn over time is the horse can read your mind. Okay? And so this is a polo game. And if you watch a polo game, it's pretty amazing. Because you can't speak to the horse, right? But the horse will know exactly, instantaneously, what you want to do. If you want to turn right, the horse knows, turn right. Even before you think the thought, the horse will know. Okay? And this is why, throughout human history, warriors on horseback were the greatest warriors. They were invincible. Why? Because what happened was, basically, the man had 4 legs, okay? Because in these nomadic societies where people fought on horseback, they were born on horses and they were riding horses since they were early or since they were young, and so they developed this emotional connection with the horse. So the horse knows exactly what you think even before you think it, okay? And there are lots of examples like this. If you have a dog, you know that dogs have telepathy, right? So you go away for a week, and when we come back, the dog is waiting for you at the door. Then the dog knows you're coming back. That's the emotional connection. That's telepathy, okay? So telepathy exists, but it's an emotional connection. There's no way that I can actually read your mind, but I know how you feel, even at long distances. Okay? Does that make sense?